Falk's suspicions were correct. There is foul.
Sigmar be praised.
Master Fog sent me.
I don't know.
How many?
No more than 5 now.
5. Very well.
Sigmar be praised. I'd given up hope. Thank you. Many thanks, friend. I'm in your debt.
That's 2. Now to find the other 3.
Sigmar be praised. I'd given up hope. Thank you.
That's the 3rd man. Just...
I owe you my life, friend. Another few hours and there's no...
1 man left. It can't be.
Oh, thank the gods. We've got to get out of here. There are horrors loose in the forge. Foul, twisted things. You can't...
I was at Kislev. I saw things there that would turn your bones to jelly. Now go. I will guard your retreat. Your suspicions proved correct, Master Falk. The forces of Nurgle are loose in the Imperial Gunnery School. It's possible the entire complex has been overrun.
We will know more once I've had a chance to speak with my colleagues. Thank you, my lord. Return to me when you are ready, and I'll share what I've learned. Thanks, Sigmar, you're here. I've spoken with the engineers you rescued from the gunnery school. The situation there is even worse than I feared. We have been betrayed. Gustav Riekert has revealed himself to be a servant of Nurgle. When the complex has been overrun with cultists and other foul spawn of chaos. They intend to use the forges to create terrible war machines dedicated to their foul god.
What must be done to stop them?
Before we can deal with Riekert and his creations, we must save the forges themselves. Even as we speak, a dark consecration is underway to spread Nurgle's corruption throughout the complex. Time is running out. You must stop this ritual at all costs, my lord. If the forges are corrupted, they will have to be destroyed, and the Empire will lose one of its greatest sources of power.
Fear not, Master Falk. I will see it done.
too weak to use my magic? My spells need more power. My spells need more power.
The enemy is here! Do not let him interfere with the ritual!
The ritual is broken. I must return and tell Master Falk that the forges are safe. I have put a stop to the ritual, Master Falk. The forges are safe from corruption.
The Empire owes you a great debt, my lord. Thank you. Now we can focus our efforts on defeating Riket. Return to me when you are ready, and we will discuss our next move. I've been speaking with my colleagues about what they know of Riket's plans, but they have little to add. Other than getting the forges running, they were kept away from the actual work in the manufacturing chambers. However, I believe there may be a way we can learn more.
How?
When Riket and his minions took over the complex, a small group of the most senior engineers were separated from the others and taken away. My colleagues assumed they'd been killed.
But you think otherwise?
We are talking about the finest engineers in the Empire. Riket knows their value. He would find a way to use them if he could. Return to the Forge Complex. Search the areas near the manufacturing chambers. If you can rescue these men, they will be able to tell us exactly what Riket is planning. You're not one of Rikit's men. What are you doing here?
Is it not obvious? I'm here to rescue you.
But...
I have cleared a path for you to reach the docks. Go, now, while you still can. There is nothing more to be done here. It is time I returned to Falk and see what he has learned.
That was bravely done, my lord. Losing those men would have been a terrible blow to the Empire. I will speak with them at once. When you return, I should have all the information I need to plan our next move. I've been speaking to the senior engineers. Rikit was indeed using their expertise to create war machines in service to his dark god.
Tell me.
Right now, the forges are in full production, creating weapons and ammunition. Rikit's minions are working as fast as they can, and it's made them careless. In their haste, they've left 10 barrels of black powder scattered around the assembly area. If we detonate those powder barrels, it will kill many of Rikit's followers and bring the forges to a halt.
Brutal, but effective. Very well, I shall see to it.
Spells need more power.
is the last of the powder barrels. Time to return to Falk. It's done, Master Falk. I hope the effort was worth it.
I heard the explosions from here, my lord. Trust me, it will be some time before the forges are up and running again. Now we must deal with the traitor himself. Prepare yourself, and return to me when you are ready to put an end to Riket and his schemes. We've dealt Gustav Riket a crippling blow, but the traitor is far from beaten. In fact, I believe this will be our toughest battle yet. Centuries ago, before the Empire was torn apart by civil war, the Imperial Engineer School used dwarf steam technology to create the steam tank, a fearsome war machine armed with the Empire's most powerful weaponry. The steam tanks were terrifying engines of destruction, but they proved difficult to operate and even harder to maintain. Only a handful were ever built.
Get to the point, Master Falk.
Riket's master plan was to create copies of the steam tanks, powered by a combination of technology and chaos magic. Fortunately, those war machines are the only weapons Riket has left. He'll use their cannons to destroy the foundry, or perhaps even bombard Nuln itself. We must destroy them before it's too late.
spells need more power.
Praise the dark gods. They have given you to me as a gift, so that I may have my revenge. Ah.
The Empire owes you a great debt, my lord. You've saved the Imperial Gunnery School, as well as countless innocent lives. I'll be sure to tell Magnus of your courage and skill.
It was nothing, Master Falk. Do not trouble yourself on my account.
Actually, it's Headmaster Falk now. With Riekert dead, I've ordered the gates to be opened and the rest of the engineers to report for duty. We'll get the foundries back up and running in no time. Within a few days, it will be like none of this ever happened. And now, if you will excuse me, I have a great deal of work to do.
Who in Ursun's name are you? What do you want?
Have a care, Kislevite. You are addressing a Prince of Safri. Are you the leader of this rabble?
Who's asking?
My name is Elontir. I am here on a mission for the Empire.
Is that so? Well, you've come a long way for nothing, Elf. Take your wizard and your damn witch hunters and go home. There's nothing for you in Prague. Red Axe and his warband have seen to that.
Red Axe is the reason I'm here, you impertinent wretch. I'm hunting a sorceress who calls herself the Harbinger.
What do you want me to do about it? My people are dying. There's no food, no medicine for the injured.
I am sorry to hear that. Perhaps we may be of assistance.
There must still be food and medicine in the ruins. Recovering them should be a simple matter.
It's no use. Red Axe's men search the ruins every day. They get to the supplies long before you.
You underestimate the powers of the Azure. I will bring you these supplies, and in return you help me find the Harbinger.
You don't know what you're saying, Elf. You haven't seen the monsters that are loose in Prague. But if you're willing to try, far be it from me to stop you. If you can bring us food and healing herbs, then we will talk.
Here are the supplies I promised. They should last you and your people for quite some time.
Person's teeth! You gathered all this with Red Axe's monsters breathing down your neck? I'm impressed. This is more than I dared hope for. You risk your life for our sake, and that counts for something among my people. I am Leonid Gorchev, and I speak for everyone in this camp when I say I am in your debt. You and your comrades are welcome here. If there is anything you need, speak to our merchant. There are shrines as well if you seek the blessings of the gods. In the meantime, I must see to my people. Return to me when you are ready, and we will speak more about this sorceress you're hunting for. Back already? You don't waste much time, do you, Elf?
My mission is an urgent one. If the Harbinger is in Prague, she must be found.
Othram Redax and his cultists worship Khorne. The Blood God hates sorcerers.
Where did you learn such a thing?
This is Kislev, witch hunter. We get it with our mother's milk. Every year the Norskins raid us from across the Sea of Claws. Unlike you Southerners, we can't afford to be ignorant of our foes.
Knowledge is the first step on the path to corruption.
This has less to do with sorcery and more to do with power. The Harbinger is searching for a new champion to lead the armies of chaos.
Then she's at the Tower of Skulls. That's Othgrim's stronghold inside the city.
Very well. How do we reach the tower?
You don't. Not without an army. The tower is built on the ruins of the old citadel, and it's surrounded by monsters.
My people believe that courage and skill count for more than numbers. A small, determined force could slip past Red Axe's minions. You know the city, Leonid Gorchev. There must be a way.
I don't know. Perhaps. Let me think on it. In the meantime, there is a favor I would ask of you.
This is outrageous. We don't have time for this.
What is it?
When Othgrim and his warband returned to Prague, we had no warning. They surrounded our camp in the old town, trapping most of our people inside. One of them was my son, Arkady.
That was more than a month ago. Surely they are dead by now.
Some of them might have escaped before it was too late. They could be hiding somewhere in the city. There was a woman named Galina who was keeping a journal about life in the camp. If an escape...
That journal could be anywhere.
No. One of Red Axe's men has it. He must have taken it as a trophy after they've overrun the camp. I can tell you where he is, if you could get the journal back. Please. I need to know what happened to my son.
I do not see what good it will do, but if there is anything to be found, I will bring it back to you. I should conserve my energy.
What's this?
I'm here for the journal. Hand it over, and I'll let you walk away.
Fool! Come and take it then if you dare!
Come back here!
You want a fight? So be it! Blood for the Blood God!
I'll take this back to Gorchev. Perhaps it will provide the answers he seeks. Is this the book you were looking for?
Yes, that's Galina's journal. I know it anywhere. Now we'll learn what happened to Arcady and the others. I'm sure of it. I need to find someone who can read this. Thank you. We will speak. It is just as we hoped. Galina's journal says that the survivors were going to try to escape through the sewer tunnels before it was too late.
And Arcady, what of him?
Galina said he fought the cultists day and night. They killed his mother, you see, when the city fell. In the end, he and a few others stayed behind to buy time for the rest to get away.
Then you have your answer. He most likely died in the tunnels fighting the cultists.
Don't talk like that. We don't know he's dead. He might have escaped just like the others.
You expect me to believe your son held off an entire war band of chaos cultists and then slipped away like a ghost? That's ridiculous.
Go to the Garden of Urson. That's where Galina said they were headed. See if anyone made it out alive. Please, I have to know. Arcady, he was all I had left in the world. You understand, don't you?
Very well, human. If this will convince you, then so be it. It would appear that some of Gorchev's people managed to escape after all. Not that it did them much good. I should look around. Perhaps Galena left something behind that I can take back with me. You were right, Leonid. Much to my surprise, Galena and a few others escaped the camp and took refuge in Ursun's garden. They survived there for nearly a month before the cultists found them again.
Oh no!
I found some papers hidden behind the altar stone. Perhaps they will provide the answers you seek.
What about Arcady? Was he...
He wasn't there. As I told you before, it's highly unlikely he survived the attack on the camp. As for Galena and the others, there were few bodies left behind, I suppose.
I have nothing left now. Red Axe and his monsters have taken everything. My home, my wife, now my son. They owe me a debt of blood, and by Ursun, they will pay it. I will find someone to read the papers for me. Perhaps Arcady is mentioned in them. Thank you. Galina's papers tell a grim tale. After Arcady and his comrades sacrificed themselves, the others reached the Garden of Urson and barricaded themselves within. They hid there for weeks. When the food ran out, they crept out at night to search the ruins for supplies. Perhaps that's how the cultists found them. They attacked without warning, throwing themselves against the barricades again and again. Galina and the others fought back with everything they had, and for days the defenses held. But then a new enemy appeared. A faceless savage the cultist called the Bloodborne. It was he who broke through the barricades and desecrated Urson's sacred garden.
A bad end, but a predictable one. There was nothing you could have done.
But now there is. Now we can avenge them. I know where the Bloodborne's camp is. We saw it while searching for supplies just a few days before you arrived.
You want to attack the camp?
I must. They must pay for what they've done. With your help, we can take them by surprise and slaughter them.
My help? Now look here, Gorchev, you said...
I know what I said. That was before I learned about Arcady. Now are you with me or not?
Very well. I'll help. But you owe me, Leonid Gorchev. Remember that.
flesh from almighty corn! Kill the weak and save the rest for the fighting pits! Blood for the blood god!
Where is he? Where is the Bloodborne?
There's no sign of him.
Impossible. This is his camp. He's got to be hiding somewhere.
A Khorne berserker hiding from battle. Don't be a fool, Gorchev.
One of the cultists mentioned fighting pits. Do you know what he was referring to?
They built them in the ruins near the merchant's quarter. Men die there every day for the glory of the Blood God.
Men provided by the Bloodborne and his war band.
Then that is where you must strike next. Hunt this monster down and destroy him wherever he hides. Do this. There is no time to waste. You must strike now, before the Bloodborne realizes you've raided his camp.
This is a mistake. Think, Gorchev. We have no idea what might be waiting in those fighting pits. For all we know, it could be a trap.
Yeah. If you move quickly, we'll have the element of surprise. That's all you need.
The situation might be more complicated than either of you realize. Palantir, you said there were fewer bodies at the Garden of Ursun than there should have been.
Of course. The Bloodborne didn't kill the survivors. He took them to the fighting pits instead.
That was weeks ago. The Norskans would have killed them by now.
Nonetheless, I must still check the cages to be sure. Is that not so, Leonid?
What's the point? You want to make a difference? Kill the Bloodborne. Nothing else matters.
Impudent worm! Only the mightiest warriors are worthy to enter Khorne's sacred arena! You will pay for your insolence in blood!
Help us, please! Please, before it's too late.
The High Loremaster was right. I have to help the humans escape.
Ursen's blessings upon you. We owe you our lives. Thank you, stranger. Thank you.
Go! Quickly!
This worm seeks to deny us our sport! Tear his flesh, crush his bones! Blood for the Blood God!
Enough! Gorchev has his people back. That will have to satisfy him. If I stay here much longer, the blood will...
Is he dead? Or was all that for nothing?
I escaped the Bloodborne's trap and rescued your people from the fighting pits. And you call that nothing?
Why should it matter? Red Axe still rules Prague. The Bloodborne and his minions will keep hunting for victims to fill the fighting pits. As long as they live, all we can do is suffer. Blood calls for blood.
Do not let your hatred consume you, lest you become a servant of Khorne yourself.
How dare you? You think me no different than some murdering barbarian? A monster that bathes in blood and worships demons?
Better men than you have sworn themselves to chaos, Leonid Gorchev. Remember that.
It is an offense against the gods to harm a guest in one's home. Leave me, before I do something I might later regret. I've spoken with the survivors you rescued. You should hear the stories they tell. They were starved, tortured, made to fight in the pits. The blood we should have killed that monster when we had the chance.
Then your people would still be in cages. Where is the justice in that?
Don't talk to me about justice, Elf. I want justice for my wife and son. I want the Bloodborne's head on a spike, and Elentir is going to get it for me.
You're mad.
What if I am? You want my help to get Red Axe? You want me to help you save your precious empire? Then bring me the Bloodborne's head.
You're a fool, Gorchev.
There is another way. I know how we can draw the Bloodborne out and deal with him alone.
How?
There is a part of the city near the fighting pits where the Bloodborne has piled the skulls of his victims as offerings to Khorne. If you were to destroy them, he would have to challenge you himself, or suffer the wrath of his god.
So be it, human. You shall have your revenge, but mark me, it will bring you no peace.
You were lucky to escape me last time, weakling. Now you will pay for what you've done. Blood for the blood god! As you commanded. The Bloodborne is dead.
Show me! I want to see the monster's face for myself!
No! This can't be! You've made a...
I made no mistake, human. You demanded the Bloodborne's head, and here it is.
It can't be. That's... Arcady! That's my son!
What?
Isn't it obvious? Red Axe's men captured him and took him to the fighting pits. There, his bloodlust consumed him, and he became a servant of Korn.
You see, Leonid Gorchev, even those who have the most reason to hate the Chaos Gods can still fall under their sway. Beware.
Enough, for pity's sake! You've said your piece. Now leave me to my grief. Ursen's teeth! Leave me alone! Can't you see I'm in mourning?
I have no time for your grief, human. You brought this on yourself. I have done everything you required of me. Now you must do your part. Tell me how to get to Red Axe.
Have you learned nothing since you got here? Prague is cursed! If you go after Red Axe, you'll end up just like Arcady!
We Azur have been fighting the forces of chaos for millennia, human. We do not yield to their temptations. Now tell me, how do I get into the Tower of Skulls?
I told you before, you can't. You'll have to draw Red Axe out, just like you did to...
How?
How else? Othgrim Red Axe is a champion of Korn. If you were to challenge him to single combat, he would have to accept, or else his warriors would think him weak.
That's it? Just go to the tower and challenge Red Axe to a duel?
If you can make it there without getting cut to pieces, you'll be fighting cultists and worse every step of the way!
Of course. Anything else I need to know?
Just this. The challenge requires an offering. The skull of a mighty foe, to join the others piled upon the shrine. Take this. Give my son's death meaning, and drive these monsters from Prague.
Look upon the skull of the blood-born and bear witness. Before the gods, I challenge Uthgrim Redax to a fight to the death. Let him...
Pathetic wretch! You dare challenge the might of Khorne? Destroy him. Rip him apart. The warrior who brings me his head will bask in the glory of the Blood God.
Deserves such a sacrifice. What is this? Gorchev said Redax would have to accept the challenge.
You are a wizard, young prince. He does not believe you worthy. You are going to have to convince him.
And how shall I manage that?
Kill as many of his followers as you can. The longer you survive, the weaker Redax will appear to his warband. Eventually, he'll have to face you himself.
Fool! You cannot triumph here. Khorne revels in the slaughter. Every death is an offering to the blood god. You sow the whirlwind, mortal. Soon you will know its fury.
Perfection requires patience.
Does not deserve such a sacrifice. Perfection requires patience.
Red Axe has fled.
How can this be? A champion of Khorne never runs from battle.
Not unless there was a chance to strike an even greater blow against his enemies.
What do you mean?
The death of so many powerful warriors would make a mighty offering to Khorne. Red Axe could use their souls to summon a bloodthirster into the physical realm.
A demon?
A greater demon, the mightiest of those that serve Khorne. A bloodthirster is savagery incarnate. If it isn't stopped, it will slaughter everything for miles. No one in Kislev will be safe.
I understand, High Lore Master. How do I find Red Axe?
Leave it to me. I can guide you there, using your waystone. The gods go with you, young prince. If Red Axe summons the Bloodthirster, you must stop it at all costs.
You're of no particular interest to me, Uthgrim Red Axe. It's the Harbinger I want. Give her to me, and perhaps I will let you leave this accursed city.
Weakling. I should have guessed that southern witch had you caught in her web. She thought she could bend me to her will with her gifts and her honeyed lies. As though I needed the help of a sorceress to win the Blood God's favor and lead Asavarkul's horde. When Prague fell, I consecrated its streets with the blood of innocents. When the demons gathered to feast, I subjugated them and was exalted in the eyes of Khorne. He gifted me with this axe to bring death and ruin upon the old world. I told the witch that if she stayed in Prague, I would hang her head from my belt. She has gone to the Forest of Knives to seek the champion of Slaanesh. Her pretty lies will serve her well there.
Then it appears you have nothing left to bargain with.
Fool. You think I fear death? I offer it freely as a gift to Khorne. Blood for the Blood God!
Perfection requires patience. magic is not ready yet. Not deserve such a sacrifice.
Leave the axe to me, elf. Do not touch it, lest you forfeit your soul.
Ascian's flames! Take it away, witch hunter! I want nothing to do with it!
Your courage and skill have saved a great many lives, young prince. Uthgrim Redax is dead, and his warband has been scattered. It will take many years, I suspect, but Gorchev and his people now have a real chance at rebuilding Prague.
Perhaps, High Lord Master, but the Harbinger continues to elude us.
Did Uthgrim tell you anything before he died?
She offered him the remnants of Azavar Kul's hoard, the same as she did to Kessler. Redax threatened to hang her head from his belt, so she fled. He said she'd gone seeking the followers of Slaanesh in the Forest of Knives. I've never heard...
I would not expect you to. It's an ancient place, deep in the frozen wilds of Norska. An elven city used to stand there, long before the coming of chaos. If the gods are with us, I may be able to open its waystone and allow us to travel there.
There's one more thing. Othgrim referred to the Harbinger as that southern witch. What do you suppose that means?
From Othgrim's perspective, anyone not from the Chaos Wastes is a southerner.
If she's not from the Chaos Wastes, then she's of the Old World. Perhaps even a citizen of the Empire.
It would explain how she was able to recruit Kessler and carry out the attack at Nuln.
Don't be ridiculous. If she were from Nuln, the witch hunters would have found her and dealt with her long before she'd become a threat.
We'll know the truth soon enough. For now, let's return to the forest. I must make preparations for the next phase of our journey. I am ready to open the waystone to the Forest of Knives, young prince. I trust you are prepared. The path ahead will be perilous indeed.
Whatever awaits us in the forest will be no match for my spells, High Lord Master.
Do not be so sure. The forest lies in the heart of Norska, which sits at the edge of the Chaos Wastes. The winds of magic blow wild there, corrupting everything they touch with the power of chaos.
There's more to it than that, High Lore Master. Much more. Do you want to tell him, or shall I?
What is he talking about?
He speaks of the Chaos God Slanesh. We know her as she who thirsts, because she craves the souls of elvenkind more than any other race. Slanesh is the god of excess. She corrupts by fulfilling one's darkest wishes and deepest hungers. In ancient times, her secret cults flourished among our people.
Not even the high and mighty elves are safe from the temptations of chaos.
Once we reach the forest, I will remain close to the waystone, where its energies will conceal my presence. I cannot risk drawing the attention of the power inside the temple until our mission is complete.
Not to worry, High Lore Master. I will see to it that your little prince receives all the help he deserves. Cast your spell, and let us depart.
Sigmar's bones! How?
That is none of your concern. Who are all these people?
Imperials and Kislevites, captured by Norse raiders. They bring their captives back to Norska as slaves, or sacrifices to their foul gods.
We're the lucky ones. We managed to escape. But we quickly learned that without a ship, there was no way to make it back to our homes. So we ended up here. We found the ruins of an old elven city deep in the forest, and plenty of food to eat. For a time, we thought we were safe.
Skraeling?
Fergun Strailing, a Norse warlord who joined Assevar Kul's horde. When Kul died at Kislev, Strailing and his war band fled here. They've taken over an elven temple at the heart of the forest and desecrated it with their foul rituals. Now, Strailing's people hunt us through the forest. Some they kill, others they drag off to the temple. Soon, there won't be any of us left.
Has a sorceress been seen at the temple? A human who calls herself the Harbinger?
How did you know?
I'm a wizard, Clint. It is my business to know such things. You must help me get inside the temple.
I wish I could, friend. But right now, I have more urgent problems to solve.
Impertinent wretch! We are agents of the Empire.
Maybe so, but you're a long way from the Empire. I've got people here and now who are depending on me.
All right, Clint. What is the problem?
Every time my people try to leave camp and hunt for food, Strailing's men are waiting for them. We've been trapped here for weeks, and there's nothing left to eat.
Very well. I shall deal with Skraeling's men. In return, you will tell me everything you know about the temple.
Alone? Are you mad? Skraeling's men are vicious killers.
And I wield the fires of Azian. If Skraeling's men dare to face me, they will burn.